CVO Chronicles continued here. We've got the VVT opened up. I want you guys to take a look at the cam chest. This here is the cam phaser assembly. This is what produces the VVT on the new engine. We've got this fancy, what Harley calls the spool valve bolt here. It has jets on it, and this is what controls the oil pressure to control the VVT assembly. This spool valve bolt requires a special cam torque reaction tool stated from Harley to take the bolt out. We are in process of manufacturing that, so hopefully by the time we have some camshafts ready, we'll also be able to get you the proper tool to take this apart. But the oiling system in here is based off of the standard Milwaukee 8 water cooled, so it's the M8 high flow cam plate by Fueling with our water cooled pump in it. Tensioner is the same, the sprocket and the chain are the same, we just have this cam phaser assembly that's different. You can also get a good look at the intake port. It's a much better design, more of an oval shape. And I do believe, and we're going to find out here shortly, that the heads for the new VVT with the new ports and intake manifold are retrofittable back to the original Milwaukee 8. Stay tuned, we'll have more information on that. All right, here's a sneak peek of the new VVT cylinder head. We've got them set up here comparing the original Milwaukee 8 to the new VVT head. They've done a much better job. They've added some squish area in here in the combustion chamber. The intake port, it is oval shaped. It's a much better design. The exhaust is marginally better. We see that the guides are either shorter or they've added quite a bit more material in the new head. Much better design on the combustion chamber. Added squish area, more or less is, an increased compression ratio and keeping it octane tolerant. One thing that we still disagree with them on is the best location for a spark plug. They're using it for a compression release and doing this dual plug. It's modular to the existing Milwaukee 8. However, this is the best location to put a spark plug. Not sure why they went with the dual plug setup. You can get a sneak peek at the intake ports. You can see how the new VVT here is drastically different. They did a good job with that. I think there's a lot of room for improvement yet for high performance applications, so your cylinder head porters are really going to like what they did. The exhaust side, they've made minor change to it, and the flow did increase slightly. Not enough as far as what we would like to see, because we feel the percentage of intake to exhaust flow is still way off. Nonetheless, they did make some improvements. Want to let you guys know that the rocker shafts and the rocker arms are the same from the original Milwaukee 8 over to the new VVT. Looks like a lot of the components are interchangeable. The valve springs are quite goofy. Looks like they're using some goofy paint. Not sure what the factory's doing there, because we're seeing issues with the paint flaking off. It'll be interesting what kind of issue that causes. I also want to show you guys the intake manifolds. Drastic change from the original Milwaukee 8 to the new VVT setup, much better setup. Our flow numbers also showcase going through the intake manifold and throttle body and an exhaust pipe. But you can see the shape differences here. The new VVT is much more of a cross port type design. And if we look at the original Fueling 4-valve head setup for the Evolution 80-inch, we're kind of getting back to that design where it's a cross port flow. And kudos to Harley for that, but hopefully there's some room in there for us to make some improvements. All right, the more we uncover, the more we'll keep you guys in tune to what we find with this new VVT model. I will say that we're excited to get to work. We're glad that Harley left some meat on the bone for us and for all the aftermarket performance shops out there. Stay tuned, we're going to be busy over here. What is that thing called? That's what I want to fucking know. Is it all right if I hold the instructions? All right, final take. All right, what the fuck do we call this thing? Phaser assembly.
Oh.
Okay.